Hey, welcome inside the State Champs studio. All of our State Champs programming is presented by our friends at Lawrence Technological University, where Blue Devils dare. It's once again that time. What time? Hockey time.
Champs Hockey Time is presented by Lawrence Technological University, where Blue Devils dare. Also presented by Alta Equipment Company, Michigan's #1 construction equipment provider with over 40 brands. Get the right equipment for your project every time. Also brought to you by the Michigan High School Hockey Coaches Association. For all things Michigan High School hockey, go to the Hub, MIHSHockeyHub.com. National Coney Island, doggone good. And the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
He's John Kidd. I'm Sean Belegian. John, always a pleasure to see you, my friend. A lot to get into. What a busy weekend it was.
Yes, it was. And this past Saturday was High School Hockey Day in the state of Michigan. State Champs was at the 3rd annual MIHL-KLAA Showcase out at the Eddie Egger Arena in Livonia. We'll have highlights of all 10 games on the show.
And a couple conversations to share with you. I had an opportunity to talk to Ken Landis, one of the many outstanding officials that the MHSAA puts out there to make sure the games are on the up and up. And, of course, a conversation with the head coach at Livonia Stevenson, David Mitchell, as well. And now let's get to those highlights from the MIHL-KLAA Showcase. And we begin with the opening game of the MIHL-KLAA Showcase as Canton takes on the Port Huron Northern Huskies. Canton in white, looking to win its second game on the season, would get on the board as the puck deflects off sophomore Joel Fonovic in front, and it goes into the back of the net for one of his 2 goals on the game. The Chiefs led 1-0 after the opening period of play. Port Huron Northern coming in at .500 on the season. They try to even it up early in the second. Cameron Barless gets around the defender. He has a good look, but Canton senior netminder Jackson Taylor there for the glove save denial. But the Huskies in another opportunity just a few minutes later, and it's the junior Chad Natzel there to backhand the rebound. We're knotted up at 1 apiece. Now, 8 minutes to go in the second. Canton would gain the lead back while shorthanded as the sophomore Tyler Houston snaps it home to give the Chiefs a 2-1 lead. Then, just before the end of the second, right off the draw, Houston, another goal as Canton goes on to beat Port Huron Northern 4-3 your final.
This win is huge for us because now we're kind of getting in the bulk of the season where things are starting to click. We're competing each and every day, and it's great moral victory for our boys right now.
Next up at the showcase, we have the Norsemen from Grosse Pointe North taking on Livonia Churchill, who comes in at number 25 in our latest State Champs hockey rankings. We pick things up early in the first. Churchill senior Ian Wood gets the intercept, then he finishes the job by putting it into the back of the net. Chargers lead 1-0 after 1. We jump ahead to the third period now. Score still 1-0 Churchill. Churchill now on the man advantage. Nick Lubo feeds it over to Wood, and he nets his second on the game, and that increases the Charger lead to 2. Then, 3 minutes left. Churchill would capitalize on another power play. The senior Michael Mancina scores off the one-timer for his second goal on the season to put them up by 3. They would add one more in this one as Wood is there in front with the redeflection to give himself the hat trick. Bryant Riley stops 32 shots at the net. Livonia Churchill wins its 3rd straight game by shutting out Grosse Pointe North 4-0 your final.
It feels great. The boys were playing good. We were getting pucks on net, crashing the net. Everything was just going according to plan.
It was a nice day at the rink today. It was a case of 2 tough teams, each in their respective leagues, who are kind of grinding it out this season, and so they made for a good, tough hockey game.
I'm Lauren Plant, and we keep moving along here at the MIHL-KLAA Hockey Showcase as we had Grosse Pointe South meeting the Mustangs from Northville. Grosse Pointe South 8th in our latest top 25 rankings, looking to improve to a solid 8-1 on the year. 2 minutes into the contest, Blue Devils on the power play. The senior Keegan Spitz coming in with 12 goals. Here's number 13, courtesy the tip-in. South out to a 1-zip lead. Moved to 90 seconds ago in the opening period. Alex Makuta with a dirty dangle. His backhand shot denied, but the junior Aaron Vilatel in great position to secure the loose puck into the cage. 9th goal, Grosse Pointe South led by 2 at the first intermission. But Northville cut it to a 1-goal game early in the second. Off the faceoff, senior defenseman Liam Cooney's shot finds its way through traffic. Mustangs trail 2-1 as we headed into the third. But it would be all Grosse Pointe South the rest of the way. Once again, man advantage. Spit shot denied, but the junior Anthony Faricchia bangs home the rebound. Later, Blue Devils leading another charge. Can't score if you don't shoot. John McShane's shot stopped, but the puck deflects off a Northville stick and into the goal. Grosse Pointe South rolling. They tame the Mustangs 5-1. Blue Devils 8-1 on the year. Next up, we had the Novi Wildcats from the KLAA going toe-to-toe with 2017's Division III state champs, the Pilots of Warren de La Salle. Novi in white, still in search of win number 1 on the season. First period, turnover in the Pilots' end. Manas Sharon picks it up, throws it to the middle. Tanish Nishinametla is there, but can't slide it under the de La Salle netminder, Andrew Parmentier. It was 0-0 after the first. The Wildcats with an even better opportunity early in the second. Puck finds its way into the third-year player Sharma's wheelhouse. His clapper turned aside by Parmentier. Still 0-0. 6 minutes to go in the period. The Cats find the hatch. The junior Nishana Metla walks a defender, whips it far side. Second goal of the season. So the boys in purple looking to even it up a few minutes later. Novi tries to clear, Easton not keeps, and lets it rip. Pilots with a couple of swings at the rebound, but Lewis Letman, the Novi senior goalie, pounces on it. He finished with 21 saves, and it was still 1-0 as we headed into the third. But the Wildcats gave themselves some breathing room and iced the victory. The junior Max Rallis led the team in plus-minus a year ago, takes it around the world, turns and fires his first tally of the year. And Novi gets their first win on the board. They knock off Warren de La Salle 3-1.
I'm Kevin Trozinski. 2 teams in our top 25 rankings squaring off as the 17-time state champs. The Cranes from Cranbrook Kingswood going up against the Plymouth Wildcats. Number 21, Cranbrook, looking to go 7-3 on the season, and they would light the lamp just 2 minutes into the contest. Traffic in front of the net, and it would be the junior Luke Halloway for his first goal of the season to put the Cranes up 1-0. The Cranes would add another one later in the period as junior Alex Saratano snaps it into the back of the net. Cranbrook led by 2 after the first, and they would carry that momentum into the second. On the man advantage, the wrister from junior defenseman Leighton Stenman from the point gets through the goal as the Cranes increase their lead by 3. Plymouth, ranked 23rd in our statewide rankings, would cut into the deficit a few minutes later. Junior defenseman Brandon Matty, slapper from the point, gets the friendly bounce and it goes in for his first on the season. Wildcats went into the third, trailing 3-1.
We got a lot of hockey left. We put a much better period together. So let's group together. 17 more minutes and see what we got in us, all right? We're down to 2. It's not the end of the world. All right? Let's battle back and get at it. Let's go, boys. Let's go.
More from Plymouth in the final period. Off the face-off, Brendan Allen's wrister is stopped, but senior Gavin Roach is there to knock in the rebound, but it would not be enough. Cranbrook hangs on to win its 7th game on the season by beating Plymouth 3-2, the final score.
All right, welcome back inside the State Champs Studios, presented by the Alta Equipment Company. Sean, you said a few weeks back we have to take a look at Canton. After losing 3 games in a row to state-ranked teams in Heartland, Northville, and Livonia Stevenson, they responded with a 4-3 win over Port Huron Northern.
Yeah, a lot of coaches told me before the season started, I say it once, I say it 1,000 times. You listen to what the coaches are saying because they're paying attention. They see it up close and personal, but a lot of people said that this Canton team is going to be improved. And I thought they were a team on the way up last year. We talked about them last year as well. But this is a team, they started out the day with a good start for the KLAA with that victory over Port Huron Northern.
Livonia Churchill, a team that just made your top 25. They got a hat trick from Ian Wood in the 4-0 win over Grosse Pointe North.
I'll tell you what, I've said this before. I think Jason Reynolds has done a really good job with Livonia Churchill. And, being in the KLAA, you hear us talk about this all the time. Maybe when you look at the overall record, it's not a beautiful record. but it's all about what you can do at playoff time. And I think people will remember a couple years back, they made a very memorable run, falling just short against Detroit Country Day in the Division III finals. I think this is a team that's capable of going on another run.
Grosse Pointe South is now 8th in your rankings after a 5-1 win over Northville. Look out for the Blue Devils in Division III.
Well, they're real. We talked about it a couple weeks ago. I mean, to go from unranked as high as they did was a testament. They might even be higher than 8 right now. I had a chance to see them up close and personal for the first time. I think they're big. I think they're fast. They're led by a stud. There's no doubt about that. More coming up on that. But this is a really good team. I think everybody knows all the players out there. Coach has done a great job taking over that team. Look out for them in the weeks moving forward.
The Novi Wildcats was still looking for its first win on the season, and they got it on Saturday with a 3-1 victory over Warren De La Salle.
You know, it was interesting. Again, here I go. I had so many coaches. I think you were privy to some of these conversations. So many of these coaches said to me before that one started, this is a good Novi team. It's all about cracking the seal. And they were able to do that. A nice win over Warren De La Salle. They're going to be battle-tested come playoff. I think that's going to be a dangerous squad. We go back to something that Coach Vellucci did last year. You know, he challenged the guys, you're either in or you out. They're playing like a team that's all in right now. They're going to be hard to play against, and that's what's going to make them dangerous.
Cranbrook looks like they're back on track with 2 straight wins, one on Friday to Orchard Lake St. Mary's, and then to Plymouth 3-2 in the Showcase.
Yeah, nice run by Cranbrook. That was an interesting game because I'll tell you what, John, I'm sure you felt the same way. Early on, it looked like, Cranbrook's going to rain on them. Got to give Plymouth credit. They fought back and ended up being a really tight hockey game. I think those are 2 good teams out of both conferences to keep an eye on moving forward.
I'm Jenna Skalski, and we wanted to make sure you guys know that State Champs is not just hockey and boys basketball this winter. Beginning January 10th, the State Champs Winter Roundup will feature highlights and stories from girls basketball, wrestling, competitive cheer, bowling, boys swimming, skiing, and girls gymnastics. Premiering every Friday at 3 p.m. and presented by Lawrence Tech. Watch the State Champs Winter Roundup on your favorite social media platform or catch it at statechampsnetwork.com or on the free brand new State Champs Network app.
I admit it, I love working with money, negotiating, and making big decisions. That's why I'm majoring in finance and economics at Lawrence Tech. What's truly amazing about the education here is the small class sizes that give me easy access to my professors who truly care about my future. They even helped me get a great internship. And I was able to fulfill my lifelong dream of playing college golf. Lawrence Tech, where Blue Devils dare.
The greatest honor a high school student athlete can earn, the Detroit Athletic Club Foundation's Athlete of the Year. You're one of the tops in your sport. Prioritize education and giving back, like Cassius Winston, Megan Bobian, Rakia Jackson, and Aiden Hutchinson did. 6 male, 6 female nominees earn $1,000 in scholarship money, with $5,000 each to be awarded at a red carpet gala in downtown Detroit. Nominations accepted now. Download the application, dacathleteoftheyear.com.
All right, welcome back to Hockey Time. It's a special day out here at Eddie Edgar, and we have a special guest as well, one of many outstanding referees all across the great state of Michigan. Let's welcome in Kenny Landis, kind enough to join us. First of all, talk about what an event like this is like to work. I mean, first and foremost, you're a guy, you love the game, you played the game, but what's this like for you to work an event of this magnitude?
No, it's outstanding. I played high school hockey in Livonia, grew up here. So coming out here and the atmosphere, the fans, it's one of a kind. I really enjoy it.
Today, not only is it Michigan High School Hockey Day all across the great state, but it's also Respect the Game, honoring you guys and the sacrifice that you make. I mean, let's face it, you guys are used to getting booed, all right? And this is something you got a job to do, and it's pretty cool that we're showing some respect towards you guys.
No, we sure appreciate that. You know, we're not out here for the money, right? We really do it because we love the game. It's something to come out here every night and to listen to coaches and players complain about it. So and to come out here and to be able to tell our side of the story, right? I mean, I've been doing this my whole life. I've had lifelong friends and with the coaches, and some of the players. So it's really a lot of fun.
Talk a little bit about your background. What made you get into becoming an official as well?
I mean, it's just a natural extension of what I was doing. Was done played high school, then played a little bit of college, and then I just wanted to stay involved in the game. So what a great way to stay in there and be doing it. So 25 years later, here I am. I'm still doing it, and hope to do it for another 20.
We always talk about the growth of the game. I mean, to me, just even in the last 5-10 years, it's amazing where high school hockey has come from in the last 10 years. You've had an interesting vantage point the last 25 years. It really is becoming something special in this state.
Yeah, there's no doubt. Just the number of high school programs that are around. I mean, I don't know. It seems like it's doubling every few years here. So it's great to see more schools get involved and with the great sport.
Hey, great stuff. Really appreciate it. Appreciate everything you guys do as well. All the best to you. Have a great Christmas, and I'm sure we'll see you around the rink.
All right, appreciate it.
Ken Landis kindly joining us on Hockey Time.
Hey guys, we all want to be in top physical shape, right? That takes hard work, dedication, and sacrifice. We all want to be in great health. To do that, you need to be educated on nutrition, sleep, and maybe most of all, mental wellness. Health concerns in high school sports go beyond physical injuries. The mental well-being of our young people is a long overdue hot topic. The Michigan High School Athletic Association website has resources to help adults and students recognize potential problems and deal with them in a positive way. You can learn more about these mental health resources on the health and safety page of the MHSAA website at mhsaa.com.
I'm Kevin Trozinski, and back to the highlights at the MIHL-KLAA Showcase as UAD Jesuit took on the Howell Highlanders. UAD Jesuit, ranked 15th in our newest rankings, will get on the board 6 minutes into the contest. The junior Max Marquette turns, and his shot gets through into the back of the net for his second goal on the season, and the Cubs led 1-0 after the first. Howell, coming in with a 3-3 record, had a good chance to even the game up in the second. Chad Kiefer gets the pass and is off on the breakaway, but is denied by UAD goalie Joey Morency, and the junior had 24 saves on the afternoon. Jesuit would add more to its lead a few minutes later as the senior Jack Miller is at the right place to backhand it in, and the Cubs are now up by 2. UAD would go on the power play and would capitalize as junior Connor McDowell gets the puck and wrists it home, and Jesuit now leads 3-0. Then, with 6 minutes to go in the second, the Cubs once again on the man advantage, and it's McDowell at the same place again. This time, it's the one-timer that goes through for a second goal of the game, as UAD Jesuit goes on to beat Howell at the MIHL-KLAA Showcase 4-1, the final.
Lauren Plant back with you. 2 D1 squads squaring off at the Showcase. Our 6th ranked team in the state are the Salem Rocks. Always a tough road to hoe when you go up against the 3-time state champion Eaglets from Orchard Lake St. Mary's. Salem in white riding a 5-game win streak. First period, on the power play, Rocks just banging away in front of the net. Senior Mitchell Patrick puts it home. Rocks led 1-0 after 1. Later, just under 5 minutes to go in the second, Salem once again on the power play. Devin Grayshaw's shot denied, but a juicy rebound there for Patrick. Stuffs in his second of the game. Rocks went into the third period leading by a pair. Rocks kept the ball rolling and went up 3 in the third, courtesy Ethan Granowitz, the senior with the snipe, second on the year. But it's never over until it's over. Orchard Lake St. Mary's, this senior Chris Petraia on the breakaway, little dangle, and delivers his 5th goal on the campaign. Eaglets added another, only trailed 3-2. OLSM made every effort to knot it up late in the game, but the Salem goaltender Andre Genereux was solid in the cage, stopping 27 Orchard Lake shots. Rocks win their 6th in a row as they beat Orchard Lake St. Mary's 3-2. Next up, a pair of Division II perennial powers go into battle. Brother Rice matching up with the 2-time defending state champs, the Heartland Eagles. We recently anointed Brother Rice #1 in the state of Michigan. 37 seconds in, already on the power play, the senior leader DJ Dixon strikes gold, and it stayed 1-0 Rice into the second period. Heartland coming into this contest a perfect 6-0 early in the second. Rice can't clear it. The senior Kieran Carlisle receives a rubber in front, deposits his 5th on the 2019-2020 campaign. We were tied at 1 apiece. Warriors know being number one means you've got the bullseye on your back. Just about 5 minutes later, a blistering ricochet finds the stick of the senior Dylan McNulty. First goal of the season. Heading into the third, Brother Rice had a 2-1 advantage. Midway through the final period, Heartland went on the power play. Carlisle earning apples. Perfect pass to Adam Paitala. Team leading 9th goal. We were tied up at 2. But the Warriors, just as cool as the other side of the pillow. Their own man advantage pays dividends. Shot into traffic, and the junior Max Brown taking out the trash. Brother Rice back in front by a goal. Warriors seeking insurance late in the contest. The senior Nick Marone, 11th goal thus far. Brother Rice takes care of business and beats Heartland by a 4-2 final.
I'm Sean Belegian. A pair of Division I powers squaring off at the Showcase as Detroit Catholic Central takes on the Bulldogs from Brighton. Catholic Central looking to win its 5th straight game, get on the board 3.5 minutes into the contest. Our Player of the Year candidate, Kyle Gaffney, feeds it to Blake Solomon, and the senior nets his first goal on the season to give the Shamrocks a 1-0 lead. They would add another one later in the first as junior Colin Scheuer is there to bang home the rebound. Detroit Catholic Central up 2-0 after the opening period of play. Brighton looking to cut into the deficit early second period. 2-on-1, Brady McDonald's shot is denied by Catholic Central netminder Louis Finnegan. The senior had 10 saves on the night. Halfway through the second now, Shamrocks on the attack again. Kyle Miller slides it over to Scheuer, and he puts in his second of the game to put Catholic Central up 3-0. Now, due to issues with the ice, they had to move the rest of the game to the other rink at Eddie Edgar Arena. And the short break didn't affect the Shamrocks as we're still in the second. The senior Anthony Dimitrevsky is there to knock in his 8th goal on the season. Shamrocks up 4-0 as we head into the third. It would be all Catholic Central the rest of the way. The senior Enzo Tarducci's shot from the point goes upstairs for his second goal of the season. Detroit Catholic Central goes on to shut out Brighton at the Showcase, 7-0 your final. We go to a matchup of a couple of Division II powerhouses as Livonia Stevenson takes on their rivals from Trenton. We had 2 players in our National Coney Island Player of the Year contest going in this one. Seth Louse, the forward from Stevenson, and Joey Cormier, the senior netminder for the Trojans. We pick things up in the first period. Stevenson looking to get on the board. Louse gets a good shot on the net, but Cormier is there for the kick save. Spartans ranked 3rd in our rankings would capitalize with just 8 minutes to go in the period as Brendan Hurd gets it to Ethan Waldo, and the junior puts it in, his 5th goal on the season. Stevenson up 1-0 after 1. Trenton, the 14-time state champs, would answer with under 10 minutes to go in the second. The junior Bradley Nemeth gets the steal. He puts it into the back of the net. Heading into the third, we're all tied up at 1. Early stages of the final period now. Stevenson looking to take the lead once again. The junior Ian Kimball is there in front to punch it in. Even though the net was off, the refs ruled the puck was going in. That puts the Spartans up 2-1. Trenton would have their chances late in the game, but Stevenson netminder Brendan Strobel came through big in the clutch. Here's stopping Hunter Allen's shot with 34 seconds to go. The junior ends up with 22 saves on the night. Livonia Stevenson hangs on to beat their rivals from Trenton, 2-1 your final. All right, it's time for our Coach's Corner segment. Kindly joining us after a 2-1 victory over Trenton. Folks, it was a dandy. This is what high school hockey is all about. The head coach at Livonia Stevenson, Dave Mitchell. Coach, first of all, congratulations on a victory. But that type of game is a victory for everybody. That was just a great high school hockey game.
As you know and everybody knows, we have such mad respect for Trenton and what they do and Coach Chad Clements. It's great to be part of it. Yeah, it's nice to come out on the winning end, but so many quality hockey players, so many quality people that are here today. It's just a great day, I think, for everybody involved, and it's nice to be on the winning end of it, and we'll take it. But up and down hockey game, back and forth hockey game, what can you say? I think the winner today is high school hockey and Michigan high school hockey. It's the secret's out, man. It's a good place to be. It's pretty healthy right now.
Well, this is year 3 of this event, and Coach, honestly, it just keeps getting better and better. One of the things that you did, and we talked to referee Kenny Landis today, is you wanted to respect referees and you wanted to give them a little love, you know. And I joke with Kenny, hey, referees, they get booed and everybody's yelling at them. but they're human beings too, and they do a heck of a job at this level.
Beyond a heck of a job, right? Like we had to do something. We have to connect. We have to see how we can make this game better all the way around. Referees are part of us. They're part of the solution. They're part of the growth of high school hockey. We needed to put them at the forefront of what we're trying to do. The Coaches Association has been behind this. Our coaches are behind it. So it's just really cool that they're here today. We wanted to make sure they get in the limelight a little bit, just to know that. And it's more about respect, right? It's not about like fame. It's about respect and honoring what they do. And I'm glad that we could do that. And hopefully they see that. And hopefully this moves the needle now. And hopefully this begins a conversation about player safety, about, really opening the doors of communication from the coaches, the players, the referees, the parents, the families, ADs, everybody involved.
One of the things we always talk about is, obviously, come out and see a game, come watch a KLA, come watch the MIHL. But the scouts lined up here today, Coach Mitchell. You can't help but notice it. And you brought it up earlier. The word is out. We could sit here for the next 10 minutes talking about guys that went on to the next level, went on to a couple levels and everything. But I think just seeing the scouts today really tells the tale in and of itself.
Absolutely. The secret's out. More scouts are coming in here, because not only the bigger secret, right? Our guys are doing so well at the next level, high school guys, but notice they're all wearing season A's.
Yeah.
Like they're getting developed as players. Our high school hockey coaches are running programs that are really developing the whole kid and the whole student and the student athlete, that when they go to the next level, hockey-wise, they're ready, but they're really ready to go on to the next level in terms of off-the-ice stuff. So I could not be happier with the scouts' presence, the coaches' presence. It's healthy right now, and I'm so proud to be a part of it. Kudos to what you guys do at State Champs, yourself, obviously, a big guy, in terms of Mr. High School Hockey here, Craig Peterson, what he's been doing, and all the people that are behind this, and the board, and Don Wright, and Vellucci, and Fleming, and Hall, and all those guys, and the coaches around the state. It's exciting. It's a great time as you hear this. It's a great time to be part of Michigan high school hockey, because kids look around and say, should I play for my high school? I think if you're here today, you'd want to play for your high school.
Well, it was a good victory for Livonia Stevenson today. A big victory for high school hockey. Okay. We're going to shake hands.
Shake hands this year.
Merry Christmas to you and your family, bud. David Mitchell, kindly joining us on the Coach's Corner.
And welcome back inside the State Champs studio. So, Sean, Coach Mitchell behaved this year and didn't kiss you.
Yeah, we're going to have to make up for that sometime moving forward. I joke, I kid, but it's a pleasure being out there. And, I want to take a moment again. I think he and his staff and Adam Mitchell, they did such a great job of making this idea reality. And third year in, a way to go by everybody out there that plans this.
It was a fantastic game between Livonia Stevenson and Trenton on Saturday.
Yeah, it was. I mean, what else would you expect? It's really become one of the best rivalries in the game. And, you heard Coach Mitchell talk about it. I think respect is a word that's thrown around a lot, and it goes both ways. I think there's a lot of respect that goes towards Dave Mitchell, and certainly there's a lot of respect that goes towards Chad Clements. That's what you're going to expect to see. Listen, when they face each other again, and I'm convinced that they're going to be on a collision course. Don't be surprised if it's another tight matchup like that, an overtime game, a one-goal game. Don't be surprised if something like that doesn't play itself out.
UD Jesuit coming off 2 straight losses to Detroit Catholic Central and Riverview. Gabriel Richard responded with a 4-1 win over Howell.
Yeah, UAD's a good team. I think I told you, somebody told me that they think that this is UAD's best team in a few years. I thought that team last year was pretty good. They're obviously building towards that. And, we both like Rocky out in Howell. I think Howell's building towards something, but that was a good win for the Cubbies, no doubt about it.
Salem has moved up to 6th in your rankings. They hang on to beat Orchard Lake St. Mary's 3-2 at the Showcase. It's now their 6th straight victory.
There was no team, I'm serious when I say this, there was no team that coaches were talking about more in mass than Salem. I mean, no doubt about it. I think Coach Ossenmacher is a guy that has a lot of respect in the community, and I think his team has a lot of respect right now. That is a really good team. And I'm not just saying that. That's not like sneaky. They're coming up, because if you've paid attention to the ranks the last couple of years, I think you know what they've been able to do out in Salem.
Brother Rice, your new number 1 ranked team in the state. They beat Heartland 4-2 in a rematch of last year's Division II semifinal.
Do you know how hard it was to pick a number 1 this week? Like, I'm not even being funny. You and I talked about it the night of the tournament. I think you could make an argument for Stevenson. I think you could make an argument for Catholic Central. And the argument that I made was for Brother Rice. And the reason that I made this argument is not only by virtue of what they did against Heartland, but they knocked off Heartland, who's a top 5 team. They knocked off CC, who's a top 5 team. And they tied Stevenson, who's a top 5 team. So based on that criteria, that's why I picked Brother Rice. They're good. They're deep. They have, in my humble estimation, a couple different guys that could make a case for being on our Player of the Year. But you have to remember, again, John, this is what we talk about in Division II. Right now, there are 4 teams that could say we're the best in Division II.
And speaking of Detroit Catholic Central, they lost 3 of their first 4 games to start the season, but they are on a roll right now. They've won 5 straight. They have outscored their opponents 29-0 during that stretch.
Well, it's just that one loss in state to Brother Rice, and they have responded since then. As you mentioned, they haven't given up a goal. They're deep. I think everybody knows that. They're going to get better. They're getting, of course, Miles back from the USHL, so certainly that's going to improve their lot. But, the one thing that Coach Cal keeps telling me is he said, hey, listen, it isn't going to be easy for this team. They're going to have to work. He has to be very, very appreciative of their effort in the last few games, as you mentioned, not giving up a goal. That's where it starts with Catholic Central. For all the talent that they have, Coach Cal wants them to play the right way. So there's work to be done, but boy, they're looking good right now.
What's up, State Champs Nation? Lauren Plants, and I'm inviting all high school boys basketball fans to check out State Champs Hang Time, which premieres Thursdays at 3 p.m. We've got highlights from 8 games featuring some of the best teams across the state of Michigan. Our Hoops insiders, TJ Kelly and Scott Bernstein, will join me to give you the inside scoop on your favorite teams and players. Watch Hang Time on all the State Champs socials or on our website, and beginning in early January, the free State Champs app.
All right, it's time for our National Coney Island Player of the Year update. So extra onions, Sean, right?
Extra onions all day.
You can cast your vote at statechampsnetwork.com. We are making a couple changes. DJ Dixon of Brother Rice and Keegan Spitz of Grosse Pointe South is going in our top 10.
Well, and we say it every year, this is a fluid list, and a guy that jumped out can jump back in. It's happened before. But a couple things to bring up. In the first couple of weeks of the season, I can't tell you how many coaches reached out to me and said, DJ Dixon belongs on this list. We listen. I talked to our committee. John, we have to pat ourselves on the back. We both kind of brought up Keegan Spitz, and I brought it up to the guys yesterday at his suggestion, I might add. Let me give him full credit there. So I sent a text message to a lot of guys in the group, and they all pretty much agreed, especially after seeing GPS in action and watching Spitz do what he's done so far this year. He's off to a tremendous start. I think it's 26 points in 9 games. A tremendous start this year. Can't keep a kid like that off this list, especially when you're talking about a top 10 team. So congratulations to both of them.
And remember, you can cast your vote at statechampsnetwork.com. The leading vote getter will automatically get into the Final Four. Right now, Joey Cormier from Trenton is leading the vote with over 7,500 votes.
Trenton always responds, man. Hockey downriver, it's in a good place. There's some good happenings down there, so definitely check out a game. I want to go to the pit with you sometime. We have to schedule a game and go sit in the pit sometime.
All right, so that's your Hockey Player of the Year update presented by National Coney Island.
It's time now for the MHSAA Hockey Clip of the Week, and we go back to the opening game of the MIHL-KLAA Showcase. Check out Canton goaltender Jackson Taylor with the glove save beauty on the Port Huron Northern breakaway attempt. And that's your MHSAA Hockey Clip of the Week.
Hey, time flies when you're having fun. Unfortunately, we are out of time this week. Listen, we're going to take a couple weeks off during the holiday. We wish you and yours all the best. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and all that. We will be back with Hockey Time on January 8th. Don't forget, on January 6th, the brand new State Champs app will make its premiere. Shows like the one you're enjoying right now will be there every week for you to enjoy. This completely free app will be available for download on Amazon Fire Stick, Roku TV, Apple TV, and Google Chromecast.
And remember, you can follow State Champs on social media. Check us out on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. And remember, you can vote in our Hockey Player of the Year contest presented by National Coney Island by going to our website at statechampsnetwork.com.
Hey, John, one last thing to do, right?
What?
Well, first of all, happy holidays to you and yours, right?
Yes.
And we appreciate everything you guys do, and we'll see you at the rink.
State Champs Hockey Time is presented by Lawrence Technological University, where Blue Devils dare. Also presented by Alta Equipment Company, Michigan's #1 construction equipment provider with over 40 brands. Get the right equipment for your project every time. Also brought to you by the Michigan High School Hockey Coaches Association. For all things Michigan High School hockey, go to the Hub, MIHSHockeyHub.com. National Coney Island, doggone good. And the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.